on these guys, and I think this little grouping is amazing. They are going to be the ones from which the title is decided. But today, all the plaudits are going to be for this man. Here he is, he's on the final ramp, Sean, and it's a pleasant one for him. He'll be able to zip up his jersey, do it for Francis de Jeux, and yeah, enjoy life, I think, and he'll be fully deserving of all the praises he gets today.
Yes, well, into the breakaway of the day, the good one, and you know, the strongest man in the end, and especially finishing here in France, Francis de Jeux is going to be, you know, make their Vuelta good. Whatever happens after here, you know, it's going to be a bonus for them. And we can see here the general classification men, the top 5 men in the overall classification, you know, just here in the final. And you know, I don't think there's going to be, you know, any real big shake-up between them. Horner is the one who was setting the pace, but doesn't look like, you know, we've got the brain to really split them up in any way.
Here he comes, 6th in the youth classification, the battle for the white jersey in the Tour de France, 4th over the Grand Bonnot, and this man got in the break, he delivered, and this is the biggest win of his career, and he deserves it entirely. Around about 6 hours and 20 minutes in the saddle, he passes the 200 meters to go marker, and yet again the French press are going to be full of French victory. They're getting a lot here on the Vuelta, and this just adding to an impressive tally. And chapeau to Francis de Jeux, and chapeau to this man. Phenomenal effort today. The clock will count back, Sean, and it'll count back to these guys who are some way down the mountain. They're unconcerned about the stage. They've got bigger fish to fry, but what a day.
Yes, well, what a day. And I think the men in the general classification here, they will be happy, you know, they conserve their place, and we can see the top 5. Now it's going to be a question, as you go further down, what will the changes be?
Vincenzo Nibali does not like to cede a final position at all, and I like that. He's rolled to the front now, and I think he's going to bully everybody. There we are. Chris Horner yet again just embedded behind him. There's a lot of talk about Alejandro Valverde wearing the points leader's green jersey here today as being a man who's not entirely on form. He's had desperate luck though, Sean, and it might well be that he starts riding into it now, but is it all too late, a minute and 42 down on the leader?
Well, I think yesterday he went through his difficult day. The concern would be that he'd be, you know, maybe in a little bit of problems today, but it doesn't look like he has been at all. And there's a lot of opportunities for him, and I think he has been, you know, very aggressive in this race. Just like yesterday, the big change in temperatures, it seemed to take its toll on him more than the other general classification men.
You just saw Nicolas Roche. They gave it a good go, Team Saxo Tinkoff. I don't know whether they were thinking about glory stage-wise on the day. We're a bit foxed as to what their team tactics were, but Nicolas Roche still waving a flag high. Maybe it's his call, you never know. Maybe he said, I'm feeling good, I want to have a go today, now it's dried off just a little bit. And there he is. Nicolas starting the day 4 minutes and 6 seconds down, and the Flamme Rouge beckons for the chasers, and Vincenzo Nibali is that puts in the pace, and it's Chris Horner that goes with him. And the major climbing of the day is now dealt with. It is just this final little ramp home. Not an uphill finish as such, although kind of listed as one. But you've got this little run into town, which is not a great sapper. Sean, we're unfortunately, our local providers have largely ignored the intermediate riders who have put in such a fine effort today. And I kind of feel sorry for them, to be honest.
Yes, unfortunately we haven't seen anything of Scarponi, and he was also with David Arroyo, who we did see was swallowed up by the 5 men of the general classification, the top 5 of general. But Scarponi here, again, so close. We did see when he was in that breakaway with Bargay, he almost had a good chance of stage victory, but here again, you know, he's going to finish second on the stage, so that's a little bit short, and stage victory for the moment not happening for him.
Not quite there, just eluding him, I'm afraid, and he just shakes his head ruefully. So you'll forgive us if we missed anybody out there on the road today. But really, it was, as Roche comes across the line, it was all about these men and, of course, the man who was likely to take the stage. So I guess in limited resources on a day where hookup was difficult,